Toad TV. I am Mary Beth.
I am Helen.
Helen's getting text messages and we're expecting a repairman, so we are going to be checking periodically. Anyway, we are the creative hands and minds behind Toad Hollow, and welcome. All right, today is going to be a yarny episode. We're talking about the yarn.
Right. It is a not so beautiful winter day.
It is gray.
It's been.
However,
it's been very February.
Yeah, it's doing February well. It is not snowing, so I am all for that.
And it did snow last night, but we didn't have to shovel it, which is a nice change of pace for the week.
Oh my goodness. We have shoveled so many times in the last 10 days. It's just ridiculous.
Right. They're all little storms, so it's not like, it's like shoveling 3 feet or whatever, and we're like inundated with snow. It's just death by snowflake. It's just
death by the many cuts of a snowflake. We, if you haven't figured it out yet, don't like to be outside.
Well,
or doing, manual labor.
Cold. I don't like wet. And the manual labor is not my favorite.
No. I'm more of a cerebral, like to sit and read and think and create things.
Right.
Shoveling, not so much. However,
I always
feel much better about myself after we do a shoveling, so it's a good thing that we're out there in the cold. And one time it was still raining and that was just miserable, but it doesn't matter. It's done. We don't have to worry about it right now because it's just like a misty rain.
Right.
So hopefully it's also going to melt all the white crap that's out there.
We are in a semi-different location. We've just moved to another end of the table because we thought the windows were beautiful. So.
They are. Okay. All part of the castle.
Right.
All right. Happy news. We got Happy Mail. This was from Donna. She sent us a box full of Happy Mail, and oh my goodness. Right. It came from Boulder.
Boulder Tea Company.
Oh, the Boulder Tea Company. Okay, this is Boulder Duchambe Tea House Amour Noir. It's a black tea blend that's chocolate and cherries. Yummy. Yes. Absolutely yummy. This is loose tea. Then we also got Colorado White Peach. This is a white peach or a white tea blend. This comes in little baggies. So
also delicious.
Absolutely divine. This is such a refreshing light tea. But it comes in these little lovely little bags. So we got that. We got a little heart-shaped tea basket for the which goes perfectly with the heart-shaped canister full of tea. Funny how that works out. And it all came for Valentine's Day. So it was such a lovely surprise. Thank you so much, Donna.
Right.
Really, how to get to our hearts.
Yes, tea.
Who knew? Okay.
If you go back far enough, you will hear Mary Beth talk about how much she hates tea.
I said it tasted like dirty water. I have figured out how to make it. A little shot of honey, and I love it.
Also, that Lipton isn't the only kind of tea.
Also, you might have heard me say that I would never drink coffee. That has changed. Okay, so
segue.
Over the holiday season, we were out trying to get birdseed or something like that, or going to the vet, one of the many times we were going to the vet, and we decided...
Routine vets, by the way.
Oh, yeah. No, everything's good. The guys are good. But we decided we were going to try one of those specialty coffees from Dunkin' Donuts, because Helen kept... What was it called? It was
a peppermint mocha latte.
Okay. So the peppermint mocha latte. She really was interested in trying this.
You know me. I love my mint tea.
Right.
So... And one of the teas that we got last year from Erin, I think?
I'm pretty sure it was Erin.
Was a peppermint mocha tea from a Maryland tea company. Name has escaped me. But, and I adore it. We ordered more this year.
Yeah, we had to go back and get more.
And I went through it very quickly.
Yes.
So I wanted to try the peppermint mocha latte because, I just wanted to try it.
And a friend of ours, hello Heather, has been telling us that we would really like the Dunkin' Donuts coffees for a long time. So we decided, okay, we're going to try this. So we tried it and it was good. It wasn't, knock your socks off good for me, but
I loved it.
It was good.
With a very strong taste of coffee.
Right.
Which is what the part we were concerned about because we have never been coffee drinkers.
Or like coffee ice cream or anything like that. It was just coffee was never the thing.
Until I started trying mocha teas. And it's like,
wait a minute.
Right.
I might like this. So then I was driving down to the beach to check the house or something. And I did the drive-thru at Dunkin' Donuts on the Parkway. This was after the holiday. And they didn't have the peppermint mocha latte anymore. They had a lava cake latte. And I thought, all right, I'll try that. Chocolate lava cake.
Right.
I'm always on board for that. So I got it with cream and sugar. Oh my God, I love this coffee so much. My brother is probably spinning around in his grave that we even call this coffee.
Right.
It is a frou-frou coffee for him. I know that true coffee enthusiasts would turn their noses up at it completely because, as far as my family is concerned, if a spoon doesn't stand up in it by itself, it's not coffee.
And cream and sugar is...
I call it delicious. So I have made it my mission in life that whenever we go out, we have to find a Dunkin' Donuts that we can get this coffee. And then Helen found out how to make it online. And basically,
which is slightly cheaper than...
Oh my God, yes. It's
basically... Making up excuses to go outside.
A cup of hot chocolate, like a half cup of coffee, and a splash of caramel syrup. I adore it. I will not let myself have it every day because it's having creamy. A cup of hot chocolate every day is just not good for me. But on the days that I do have it, I was going to have one to show on the podcast, but I slurped my way through it so quickly it's already gone.
Actually, she went in to make it this morning, and there are these curses, and I'm like, I'm thinking there's water pouring out of the ceiling in the basement.
It was not that bad.
I'm like, what's the matter? And she's like, we don't have enough milk.
Well, we didn't have enough milk to make two.
Right.
We had enough to make one.
I sacrificed.
Yes. It was very kind of her.
I like it, and I do enjoy it very, very much, but it's not like, this is the special thing I get today. I'm looking forward to it so much, the way Mary Beth does.
Yeah,
so.
I let myself have it like once a week maybe, but it's so good. We have a trunk show coming up on the 15th of March. It's going to be at the Creative Knot in Ocean Grove, and we will be there with our yarn. So we're starting to dye the yarn for it. You're going to start noticing that more yarn is showing up in the shop because as we dye things, we're listing it in the shop as well. So Snow Day is back. If you didn't get Snow Day before, it is back. So if you need more...
There's at least one on just about every base.
Including Cotton-Eyed Toad.
Yeah, I think there is one more Cotton-Eyed Toad left.
Oh my goodness. Okay. We're going to go through
this. The residents of the house are testing every last nerve right now.
Okay, so we're just going to keep going.
Fur and human.
Powering through this. No more interruptions unless we absolutely have to, so we apologize.
So there's some barking dog.
Anyway, Snow Day is back, and we're dyeing up some of our tonals as well, so you're going to start noticing increased amounts of those. So far we've done storm clouds and cafe au lait. Helen's going to put in pictures.
Right, because the big thing about those two is we have added hairy toad to those. They both take to the hairy beautifully.
Yeah, they're going to be really pretty.
If you're looking for like a dark gray mohair, the storm cloud is just gorgeous because the silk just gives it a shine.
Right.
It's really beautiful, and the cafe au lait is gorgeous.
It's like a soft brown.
Right.
So those are there. We're going to be adding more tonals. We're going to have a brand new collection that we're releasing next week that is also going to be there. And we are going to be bringing a full complement of the Secret Gardens. We're bringing those back. So, I mean, we've had some of them listed in the store all along, but we're going to have more mini skein kits and that sort of thing.
And again, Hairy Toad is going to be one of the new bases. The Cotton-eyed Toad is going to be there, available online. And we have 2 new bases that we're going to go into. 3 new bases. 3 new bases next week?
3 new bases, yeah.
3 new bases next week. So next week you're going to get a bonus video for the release of the new yarn.
Yeah.
Because we're going to open up the pre-orders, and then those will ship after the trunk show.
Yes. So, okay. Also, I wanted to mention that if you go in and you decide you want to make a sweater out of something and there aren't enough sweaters listed, like it says you can only buy 2 or whatever, just get in touch with us.
Right.
Because we're going to be dyeing, so we'll just throw an extra pan on for you to get you up to whatever you need to be.
And that goes all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, all you have to do is ask. The worst we can do is say, no, I'm sorry, we're not dyeing that.
Right.
Or, I'm sorry, that's going to take 4 weeks.
Right. That's not on the list of all the things that we have. A million colors that we're dyeing.
Yeah, that was pretty.
It's a hefty list.
We spent Monday morning just going through all the colors, what we want to bring to the trunk show, what bases we want to bring to the trunk show.
It's a lot of decisions.
You think it's something that's going to be very quick. Let's just decide what we're dyeing, and it's like, oh, okay. 4 hours later, a very big yarn order.
If there is something that you want us to bring, whether virtually because you can't be at the actual trunk show, or if you're going to be at the trunk show and there's something that you're really excited to see, reach out to us. Let us know. As Helen said, the worst we're going to do is say, no, I'm sorry, we can't put it on the schedule. But if we can, we'll definitely do it. So just let us know what you want us to bring, because I'd much rather you let us know and you guys come and buy stuff than us bring what we think you want, and it turns out that's not what you're looking for at all, you know? So, yeah, reach out.
So we are bringing the winter colors, the Secret Garden from last year, as Mary Beth said, and the new spring collection, which is going to work very well with the Secret Garden. So,
yeah. Oh, I love those colors.
They're
so pretty.
Really beautiful colors.
Really pretty. So yeah, that's what we're going to be doing. That's our schedule for the next 5 weeks.
Right.
Dyeing lots of yarn. Also, behind the scenes thing, you think, oh, because we always do this. We're like, okay, we're going to set aside this day to do the dyeing. We're going to set aside this day to do the washing. And now we can start dyeing again and do the washing. And then you never think you have to twist and label everything.
Somebody's got to twist all that yarn and somebody's got to label all that.
And that takes time. That really takes time. So we have our next 5 weeks set up pretty much, but we're going to bring as much as we possibly can with us so that there's plenty for everybody.
Right.
Also, when you come, if you see something and we don't have what if we don't have the right amount or anything like that, we can always take an order and ship it to you, because that's always an option.
Yeah. And chances are pretty good if you're coming to the trunk show, you are within fast shipping distance to us. So.
Okay.
Unless you're driving out from far away, and that will just make us really excited.
Yes, thank you very much in advance. Okay, so let's get on to projects, shall we? Let's talk knitting.
Okie dokie.
Helen and I both finished our January socks. On time. And we put pictures up online and over on Patreon. So now we have both started February socks. I am doing the same pattern that Helen did last month. Their self-striping sock pattern.
It's called self-striping. Yeah.
I am using a skein of yarn from Tall Pines yarn. I have it in my creative journal, which is upstairs. But it's Tall Pine yarn. And that's what it looks like, caked up. I am using a bluey purple hyacinthy color for my heels, toes, and cuffs. I remembered to switch for my heels. I am doing these 2 at a time on size 2 needles. And I'm going to talk about that in just a second. But here is how they are knitting up. I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, so that's what they're looking like so far. You can see my heel on this one. And then my heel is on the other side of this one. So that's what the pattern looks like. It looks like little Lego blocks. I love it. I very often do garter, 2 at a time garter heels because it's very easy to do on the same needle. This time I decided to do the heel that she provided, which is an Eye of Partridge heel. And doing this part was very simple with both socks on the needle. Picking up the stitches on either side of the gusset, piece of cake. Both sides on the needle, both socks on the needle. When it came to knitting with all those extra stitches on, I had to take them off and do them one at a time because I don't have a 40-inch cord. I think I only have a 36-inch or a 32-inch cord. That extra 8 inches makes all the difference in the world.
Did you only get 32s when you ordered them?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, okay.
I didn't
you just ordered all the twos. Okay.
I know, but I wasn't thinking about doing
all the stitches. Yeah.
Yeah. So, I have figured out how to do them 2 at a time. It was just, all those extra stitches on the needle was getting a little bit much. I couldn't get the second half of the needle to come over and knit properly. So what I did was I just moved one off, got it down to a manageable number of stitches, did the other one, got them down to a manageable number of stitches, and then put them both back on again. And that's where I am. So I am now on the foot. I'm just starting it. I'm not doing the pattern on the foot. I only do it on the top. So the foot should be relatively easy because it's just straight. Stockinette stitch right along. I love the colors.
Easy peasy.
I really love this yarn.
The colors are gorgeous.
And I gotta tell you, working with self-striping yarn is just so much fun for socks for me. So Helen just was so kind a couple of years ago and gave me lots and lots of self-striping yarn for my birthday. So we were slowly but surely working our way through it.
Helen gave us.
Well, yeah.
Yarn.
Well, the good thing is that both of us use under 50 grams for our socks. So, and especially when you put in the heels, toes, and cuffs.
I was going to say, if you're using a mini for heels, toes, and cuffs, yeah.
There's always enough for 2 sets of socks, so that we both can get a pair of socks out of each skein, which is really, really nice.
Right.
All right.
I am knitting up the heel toe do-si-do sock pattern by Crazy Sock Lady. And I am using, I'm not even trying to pronounce it. It's by Biscotti Yarns. I will put it down below, but it means ladybug. So I'm calling them my ladybug socks. I have my first sock done. So that's the pattern. It's a nice little chevron, so that makes it a little bit fun for the self-striping. Got my heel. I did the garter heel. And then, like Mary Beth, I just do straight stockinette on the foot.
I love the pink with that.
I did the umbrella toe. So I'm using a pink mini. I do. I love it. It's a very Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And I love the little bits of black specks for the ladybug spots.
I really like adding the pink because it's a very dark color without the pink heels and toes.
And kicking it up, it looks very murdery. So I wasn't sure how I was going to feel about it, but then once I realized that it meant ladybug, but you tell me
it changes.
I mean, it just changes your feeling on the whole thing.
Yeah.
And then I saw that it had little black specks. So that's the first sock done. This is my second sock. I have maybe 6 more rows to do. Oh no, sorry, 6 more repeats. So 12 more rows of the leg, and then the heel and the foot. So I am well on my way to being done on time.
Excellent. Yeah, I should be done on time, and then what I do is when I finish my socks, I go over to my sweater and work on my sweater a little bit. Segue.
We're full of those today.
I know. I am still working on the Traveler Hoodie by Andrea Mowry. I am doing this in the Squirrel in DK. That's what it looks like.
Bring it down a little so that the light
How's that?
Yeah.
Okay. It is gorgeous. I'm not sure where I was the last time we spoke, but here it is. The body is done.
It's so pretty.
I have one full sleeve.
It's a drop shoulder because the sleeve looks a little short.
And there's my other sleeve. I tried it on.
Yeah.
And it fits perfectly. It's absolutely perfect. So there's my other sleeve. I'm still working on this sleeve. I know how many repeats I need to do it. So my sleeves will be the same size.
Have you decided if you're going to do the hood?
I don't think I am.
Okay.
I think I'm not going to do the hood. I'm just going to do whatever she has for the collar because she gives you the option of adding the hood or not. And I think I'm going to go with not. I'm not sure when I'm going to finish this. I do it after I'm done my socks. And right now I am on cross stitch. Like all my joy is in cross stitching. So that's what I want to work on.
Right.
So this is kind of like knitting is by the side. This is what I do after dinner type of thing when the eyes are too tired to cross stitch. But I enjoy working on it when I do pick it up. It's not what I go to first right now. I should finish it probably around June where it's starting to get really, really warm and I don't want to touch wool anymore. But it will be ready for me next fall.
Right.
We shall see. It's just one sleeve, and honestly, I'm decreasing. It's getting smaller and smaller, so it shouldn't take too long.
I mean, it all depends on how fast you finish your socks.
Yes.
Because I'm the same way. I am all about cross stitching right now, and I can go a little bit longer than Mary Beth as far as the cross stitch, so I'm getting even less knitting time. But when I've done my sock, I am working on my Olis sweater. It's the Olis cardigan. It's going to be my first steek. Hi. Do you want a cardigan? I'll make you a cardigan. I love this so much. I should finish it. I have my first sleeve. I love the stripes. I am so thrilled with my choices on this.
So am I.
So I'm doing, the body is Something Wicked, which is a very dark charcoal. And then I'm using the DK mini skein set from our Sea Glass collection. That was our summer collection this year. I just love these blues and greens with the Something Wicked. So this is how far I'm on my sleeve. So I have just a couple more decreases. And then the sleeve's done. And then I have to face up to, the elephant, right? That, I have to cut it and do the button band. But I'm not even thinking about that until I get the sleeve done. No. There is no reason to worry about it. I adore how Something Wicked is knitting up in the DK. The stitch definition is just gorgeous. So, as Mary Beth said, I will be done just in time to never want to wear wool ever again. There's a little bit of Hugo and Ivy in here.
Oh, I have knit so much Hugo and Ivy into my sweater. It's ridiculous.
But I love it.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
And I pull it out and I'm like, oh, I should really be working on this. But finish the socks. I mean, I have just like a couple more days left on the socks. Like the socks may even be done by the weekend, depending on how much knitting time I get.
Okay.
Because I can do the foot in just a couple days. With the straight knitting. So, who knows? We shall see.
Yeah.
But
we are
going with the joy of cross stitch. We are riding the cross stitch wave at the moment.
Yes. Oh, and it's so much fun. It really is. We just got a box with different fabrics and a whole bunch of flosses. We will be talking about this in our next episode because our next episode will be more cross stitch heavy, and there have been discussions about which types of cross stitches to start, and problems with the cross stitches that we're working on, and there have been ups and downs. So lots to talk about next week. Next episode. All right. Okay. That is it for knitting.
I have a very demanding dog at my side.
She has come to talk to both of us. You might have heard her in the background. She seems to think that it might be time for lunch for her. Right. And she would like us to please do something about that. Okay. We have been doing the garage sale mysteries on Hallmark. Works out perfectly for the three of us. Enough of a plot that it interests us, but not too much, not too difficult for other people to follow. So that has been working out very well. And there are a whole bunch of other mysteries on Hallmark that are going to work out very nicely for us.
On our own, we have been watching Shetland on BritBox. This is much more plot-driven and much darker and detailed. So not a easy thing to follow. Just the accents alone you have to get used to. Oh my god, I want to move to Shetland so badly. Just want to throw my dogs on a plane and move to Shetland. The only thing keeping me is they are freezing.
They are.
They're always cold. And they're usually filming in June. So
yeah, no, it's it does look cold, but
God, it's gorgeous. And the knitwear it's just, and it's a really, really good show. So if you like mysteries with a little bit of a dark
English twist,
but it's a really, really good show.
It is. It's very, very good. The other thing that we did, which we blew through in no time at all, was the latest season of All Creatures Great and Small. Which are you talking about the knits?
Yeah. Oh my god.
That goes by so quickly.
At some point, I will do up a colorwork vest, like the ones that
Tristan and Helen wear. Yeah.
We have the PBS app because I know a lot of people who are watching it on PBS only get it week by week. But if you have the PBS app on Roku, they drop the whole season for us. Oh. So we have done everything.
We go through it so quickly.
And the other thing we're watching, which they're not dropping all the episodes, is Paradise.
This is a Hulu.
Hulu show. It has Sterling K. Brown from This Is Us. This is a really good show. It is. And I mean, you watch the pilot, and it's just you're going along, and then they end the pilot, and you're like, what?
Wait a minute, what?
I did not see that coming.
Right.
And then they go from there, and it's just every week because they only give you one a week, and
we're so used to. I mean,
we watch things 10 years after they come out, so we get to watch them all at once. And I mean, yesterday because they air them on Tuesdays, so we watch them Wednesdays, and it's just like, I need the next episode.
Right? Please, could we have the next episode? The other thing we've been doing is we have been watching people's whip parades on YouTube. These are cross-stitch floss tube people, and they show all the different cross stitches that they are working on. And for the most part, it's really fun to have going in the background.
Right.
And you look up every now and then, you're like, oh, that's kind of nice.
I don't hate that.
For the most part, it does not, really get us going because a lot of them are Quaker
samplers
and that kind of thing.
Sampler reproductions and
Elizabeth
primitive.
Ann, 1811. This is not for me.
Right.
That's not for me at all. But every now and then, somebody will come up and they'll be like, "Oh, here are the witches of this place," and it's like, "Oh my god, I love
There was one we were watching, and it was just like we were pausing after everyone. It's like, pause, go find it. Pause, go find it. Our Etsy cart is massive. We have a Pinterest board that's need these cross stitch patterns.
It's ridiculous.
Because we're trying not to be like, oh, just buy that.
Right.
Just buy that. Because I have
done that.
All my whips of my own. And I have an itching for long dog sampler. So
yeah, no, it's crazy.
Yeah.
However, that's what we've been watching.
Right.
All right. Very quickly, what have we been reading?
We are both doing the Fourth Wing. Well, Mary's done. The Fourth Wing series. I am on the second book right now. we're blowing through those. Maybe I blew them through them first.
There are 3 in the series. So we listened to them on Audible, and I have gone through all 3 of them. As Helen said, she's halfway through the second. I went right from there into The Way of Kings by Brandon Sanderson. I have been seeing this for years and years and years. And everybody talks about, if you are in the sci-fi fantasy realm, Brandon Sanderson is an author that you cannot skip at all. We did the Skyward series. There were 3 in those. Enjoyed those very, very much.
Yeah.
I did Tess of the Emerald Sea and really enjoyed that a lot. So I am now doing The Way of Kings. I am listening to it on Audible. It starts out at 45 hours length, so it'll give you an idea of what a tome this is. I am down to 9 hours left because I just am enjoying this. It took a little while to get into it, but these characters are so good, and they worm their way into you, and it's, oh my God, they're so, so good. Really, really good. Interesting magic system. It's just, he knows how to write a good book. So I'm going to have to go on to and get the next one, which is, I mean, they're all like thousands of pages long, which I don't mind. It's just an expensive proposition when you're buying them. So
that's why we have Audible credits.
Yes.
So.
But they're good.
We're going to
they're
have to keep
really
an eye out for
good.
The Audible credit sale.
Yeah.
So we can bolster our credits.
Because I think there are 5 in this series.
Okay.
And that's a lot.
Yeah.
But it's good. It's really, really good. I love these characters. So it depends on where they're going to leave me. Again, are they leaving me on a cliffhanger, or are they going to... this one has a lot of battle strategies and things like that. Court politics, which isn't necessarily something that I am overly interested in, but the characters are getting to me. So
okay.
I want to know what's happening with them and what is going to happen next.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's very good. And he lets drop things periodically. He just let something drop, and then he hinted at something and then left it. And I'm like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Can we go back to that?
Right. Could you elaborate a little bit, please? Because I think I know where it's going, and it's going to be what when it happens, but I'm not sure. And they're good. So, yeah, I'm really enjoying that a lot.
Okay.
All right.
I just finished reading Pandora's Jar by Natalie Haynes. It's a nonfiction look into the women of mythology, and it's looking at it from the women's point of view. And delving much deeper into the myths behind them and their reason why. Why Medea killed her children, and maybe Pandora did not ruin the world; that she was an agent of the gods. And
yeah, I'm reading Pandora now. I picked it up when Helen was done, so I have started it, and I'm just in Pandora, the first one she's talking about.
But it's just, I've always been very interested in mythology, and now seeing it with the female side of things, and seeing how we get totally shafted. But it's really good, and for nonfiction, it was a solid 5-star for me. I just really, really enjoyed the deep dive into the myths and
why women are portrayed this way.
Right. I mean, obviously, the times were totally different. It's not modern times, but still.
Well, what I'm finding very interesting is the way she's talking about how the original, when you have to go way, way back to get to the originals, but when you actually get to the originals, Pandora wasn't the one that opened the jar or the box and released everything, and it wasn't that she was the naughty child that Nathaniel Hawthorne referred to her as, or the that overwhelming sense of curiosity of women that is the ruination of everything.
Right.
You know,
the whole,
originals
Eve thing
didn't have that at all.
Right.
It was just then people retelling the stories set in their time period and giving their take on it that then became the classics that everybody relied on. And, you know, again, white men rewriting things.
Oh yeah, and it's
you know,
also it's fascinating her research, because sometimes it's not even going back to a play or a poem or something like that. She's taking it from the original, which was a jug, the painting on the jugs.
Right.
So that now I want to travel around to the museums and look at these, because she gives you where all of them are, so that you can see them, because it's, hey, when you look at it this way and you look at the jug, it's like, Jason was a jackass.
I haven't gotten to him yet.
Oh, wait till you get to Theseus.
Okay.
Theseus is a champ.
Okay then. However, I am reading this, a lot of times I'm reading this at night before I go to sleep. But I really need to start marking things and going back and rereading passages with my iPad so that I can look at the works of art that she's referencing, so that you can actually see it next to it. Because she talks about things and then I'm like, okay, now I have to go find that painting and look at it up close and see how it correlates with what she's saying. And
I had several quotes that I put in my reading journal. So I just kind of had a thing of tabs, post-it tabs that I was putting in it as I went along.
A little more feminist rage.
Yeah.
All right. I think that just about does it for us. We're going to leave you on that pleasant note. We hope you guys have a great rest of the week.
And next week.
But we will be back next week with a bonus episode for the New York collection. We're going to start releasing the colors early next week online so that you can get sneak peeks of them. So look out for that. We are Toad Hollow NJ on Instagram. We are the Crafty Toads over on Facebook if you want to join us there. And I mentioned that if you want to email us at all about yarn things, yarn questions, anything like that, we are toadhollowNJ@gmail.com.
Right.
Okay, that's it. Have a great rest of the day.
Have a great weekend. Happy Valentine's Day, because this is coming out on Valentine's Day.
All right, happy Valentine's Day.
Go forth and create.
And we will see you next week for a bonus episode. Bye.